Worried about gout? Check out Ural, the effective urinary alkalinizer. Ural, neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Welcome to KiniNews. I'm your host Prasad. The war drums for a general election have begun beating at the Umno General Assembly, with Zahid Hamidi leading the charge. He also suggested that the opposition has been using the MOU with the government as a Trojan horse to destroy Umno. All that and more on today's episode.
Umno President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi urged Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob to dissolve Parliament soon. In his policy speech at the Umno Annual General Assembly today, Zahid said this is so a fresh election can be held.
Tetapi UMNO juga sebuah parti yang bertanggungjawab. Kita ada kuasa untuk menentukan arah tuju parti kita sendiri.
UMNO online.
Apabila mood di bawah.
Online lah.
Dalam PRK, dalam PRN, ke arah pada kita. Nak tunggu apa lagi? Bak kata timbalan presiden, buek apa lama-lama nak tunggu? Takut anak daro dicuri orang.
However, Zahid noted that the party understands that the dissolution of parliament is a decision of the cabinet before it is brought to the young di-Pertuan Agong for approval. Meanwhile, Zahid also said the decision of the opposition to sign a memorandum of understanding with the government was suspicious. He explained this is because the opposition had always wanted to destroy UMNO.
Apabila mereka bersetuju untuk menandatangani memorandum persefahaman, ia bererti mereka ada muslihat tertentu. Saya percaya mereka menerima kita kerana mereka tahu itulah cara mereka untuk membunuh kita. Actually, they never love us. Mereka tidak pernah suka kita. Bacalah perlembagaan setiap parti lawan kita. Kita kena ingat, kita kena sedar. Be careful. You are sleeping with your enemies. Mereka menyimpan belati dalam selimut kita. Apakah kita mahu menyambung MOU itu lagi?
Imagine a general election held now with new cases well above 20,000 a day. This is why Khairi Jamaluddin has cautioned against having it too soon.
Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin is not in favour of holding a general election soon. Khairi said this during a press conference at the sidelines of the UMNO Annual Delegates Assembly.
Sebagai Menteri Kesihatan, wajar kita tunggu dahulu sehingga keadaan kesihatan awam stabil.
He added that he was aware of the sentiments in his party, but the ultimate decision lies with Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob.
Diserah kepada Perdana Menteri untuk tentukan, dan kuasa perlembagaan, kuasa Yang di-Pertuan Agong, kuasa Jemaah Menteri untuk menasihat Yang di-Pertuan Agong tentang pembubaran itu perlu diambil kira. So bagi saya perkara itu masih dinamik lah, masih dinamik.
Earlier today, UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, in his policy speech, urged Ismail Sabri to dissolve Parliament soon to pave the way for a fresh election. Zahid also criticised the UMNO Vice President for signing a memorandum of understanding with Pakatan Harapan.
Like Khairi, not all in UMNO think Parliament should be dissolved early. This is what outspoken UMNO leader Nazri had to say.
UMNO Deputy President Mohamad Hasan is eyeing the position of Prime Minister, according to party veteran Nazri Abdul Aziz. This comes after Mohamad called for the 15th general election to be held without waiting any longer. Speaking to Malaysia Now, Nazri reportedly said that Mohamad was only thinking of himself when making the call. He said the UMNO Deputy President is the next in line to be considered as the Prime Minister of BN wins the general election. This is because UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi is facing several criminal charges in the court, which hinders him from being a Prime Minister candidate. According to the news report, Nasri also claimed that UMNO would be seen as putting the party over the people if they named Mohamad as a Prime Minister instead of Zahid. Meanwhile, Nasri also reportedly called Mohamad's suggestion to dissolve parliament early as juvenile.
Now, more from our exclusive interview with Lim Guan Eng. Some people call him Tokong, but he's not too fond of that label.
Lim Guan Eng acquired the label Tokong, meaning deity, when he was the Penang Chief Minister. The label is still used by critics for his alleged arrogant behavior. During an interview with Malaysia Kini, we asked him how he viewed the label.
And that's the way they want to address me. Some say that to show personally against me. Others say that this shows how I'm so involved in getting things moving and done in Penang. So we just accept these different views.
Do you accept such label?
No, of course I won't. You call me Sen, I don't think Sen. For me, I just want to do my job only.
Lim said while he doesn't accept the label, he takes criticism with an open mind and as part and parcel of being involved in politics.
No, I'm not saying I don't mind. You just have to take it with an open mind. All these criticisms, of course, you prefer not to have lah. Yes, but you just got to accept it because it's part and parcel of getting involved politically. You got to accept it with an open mind.
This is Lim's final term as DAP Secretary General. Lim feels that he has done his best over the last 18 years of leading the party since 2004.
Meanwhile, some people have not been enjoying Lim's interview with us, especially when he touched on PKR.
PKR Organizing Secretary Nasmi Ahmad has rebuked DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng. This comes after Lim responded to PKR member Rafizi Ramli's criticism of Pakatan Harapan's electoral strategy in recent years. During an exclusive interview with Malaysia Kini, Lim said he believes Rafizi's criticism is directed at PKR President Anwar Ibrahim.
I think this one is basically directed more against Anwar and PKR because he mentioned not just PH, he mentioned PKR. So from there it is clear that if there's any negotiation, I think they will talk to Anwar, he will not be with us. They will talk to Anwar, if necessary, he will ask us to come in, but basically Anwar will be the key person they will talk to. So his target is directed at Anwar. So I think that since this is for his campaign purposes, for Deputy President, I don't want to get involved lah.
Responding to Lim, Nasmi said the DAP leader should have refrained from making such comments. Nasmi also said he and his friends PKR certainly would not be saying much about DAP's internal affairs. He added that as someone who has long been involved in politics, Lim should understand that PKR has its own processes, including to elect the party leadership.
Hospital security personnel have been told to adopt appropriate communication procedures after a woman was denied entry for her clothing.
A Selayang hospital security personnel has been reprimanded. This is after she prevented a woman from entering the hospital's emergency department for wearing a skirt above her knee. This was revealed by Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah on Twitter this afternoon. Noor Hisham said personnel had been told to practice appropriate communication when dealing with patients and their next of kin. Noor Hisham's statement came in response to a series of tweets by the woman who goes by Twitter handle Eliza Nathaniel. On March 16th, Eliza posted on Twitter that she was prevented from seeing her father at the Selayang Hospital Emergency Department. Eliza said the security personnel there claimed she was deemed dressed inappropriately.
Hishamuddin Hussain today hit back at the critics of UMNO ministers.
Critics who have questioned the performance of UMNO leaders in cabinet have irked Defence Minister Hishamuddin Hussain. Speaking to reporters today, he said he feels obligated to address the rumours that UMNO ministers are not performing.
sebelum ni lah tak beramai, tapi ada desas-desus kata menteri-menteri tak perform. Ini melibatkan diri saya sendiri sebagai menteri di dalam jemaah menteri. Kalau sekiranya menteri kita tak perform, saya rasa kejayaan parti di pilihan raya negeri pun tak akan mencapai keputusan yang membanggakan, kerana prestasi kita dalam pilihan raya negeri juga bersandarkan kepada kejayaan dan performance kita di dalam kerajaan.
On Wednesday, UMNO Deputy President Mohamad Hasan said that UMNO's performance in the government was unconvincing. However, he admitted that some attempted to do their level best. During the Malacca state election, UMNO lost 17 out of 18 army voting streams in the Sungai Udang constituency to Perikatan Nasional. Sungai Udang was one of the 2 seats PN won in the state election, the other being Bemban. Voting against BN is not uncommon among the military. During the 2018 general election, only 53.81% of military votes went to BN.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching.